a weird way that imposter syndrome may be showing up for you. Hi, I'm Glenyce Hughes, and I get to facilitate people in creating their dreams come true. I am so grateful. So, yeah, I just did this week's radio show all about my journey with imposter syndrome. You might be surprised by it, so go and listen. Link is above or below. You can go check it out. Now, one of the things that I talk about is that there's lots of ways that imposter syndrome can be showing up that you might be surprised at. One of the ways that it can show up that a lot of people don't recognize it as imposter syndrome is being a perfectionist, needing things to be perfect before they put things out into the world. So if you're in business, maybe redoing a video 45 times until it's absolutely perfect. That is often, not all the time, but often imposter syndrome. Because you think that you have to be perfect because you don't actually value you. You don't recognize or acknowledge the value of you. So then what you do is you try to put out this perfection of you in the world instead of actually just being you, just showing up as you. So a lot of people don't recognize that. They just call themselves a perfectionist and they think that that's their toxic trait maybe. Really, if we go further into that, possibly it's this whole idea that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you don't value your worth, you don't value the work that you do. And in my case, what I was doing with imposter syndrome is that I was being an echo, meaning that I was, for 11 years, I was Access Consciousness. I was for their work. Prior to that, there was Theta Healing. Prior to that, there was, in my 20 plus years in business, I have always chose to be an echo. And I didn't recognize that as imposter syndrome. So again, more about that on the podcast. You can go check that out. But really looking at that, if perfectionism is something that you struggle with, that you take 10 times longer, even 2 times longer to put content out there or do something or offer your stuff or share your stuff or even ask for a sale of something within the business, then start looking at that and start acknowledging it if it feels true for you that it's imposter syndrome. And then look at what else could you choose? What else could you choose with that? If you didn't choose the imposter syndrome, if you didn't choose the perfectionist, what else could you choose? How quickly could you get that piece of content out or share that thing or ask for the sale? It just will put a little bit of a mind spin on it for you. The other thing is come and join my free training on November 8th. If you're listening later, you can go grab the replay. And it is all about a key to crush imposter syndrome. And it will be free. And it is an invite into a 5-week program that I've got started in January. So if that is something that you're looking for, if you're really ready to change this, or maybe even just curious, maybe you're like, I don't know if I operate from that. Neither did I. Then just check out the free training and really start getting a sense of if this is something. And not saying it is. Not every person on the planet has imposter syndrome. But let me tell you, I have spent 20 plus years not knowing that I was operating from it. Wow. And I'm very self-aware. I'm very self-aware. I just never looked at it until I had to. And until, there was a choice made in a class where it just didn't work for me with what went on. And then I had to choose to leave, Access Consciousness, as many of you know. And then I had to look at what the heck kept me there for so long. And here's it. Imposter syndrome. I thought being an echo was way more valuable than actually being the voice. And I use that. It's actually a quote by Albert Einstein. Be a voice, not an echo. And yeah, I've spent a lot of time being an echo, my sweet friends. And now is the time to be the voice that I be, really be my voice, really share what I know is true for me, inviting you to whatever is true for you, and really being the consciousness on the planet that I know is possible. So if you would like to join us, link above is above or below. If you'd like to listen to the podcast, link is above or below. If you don't see those links, reach out and I'll get them for you. Have a great week, sweet friends. I look forward to chatting again next week.